Mag of Cascadia here, checking in with my YouTube folks, speaking out into the ether, so maybe someone will hear me. What do I have to say today? Well, I've been at this for a long time. I've been kind of part and parcel to the what many people call the truther sphere, the truther world. You know, I it's safe to say that I'm not really part of the collective. I don't the amount of things that I do not believe in, the things that I don't accept, it's the vast majority of people's reality, you know. So I kind of have been on the outside for a long time, but at the same time, I've been able to kind of peek behind the curtain, and like I said in my first video, episode 1, I kind of got to peek behind the curtain, and no, what did I say? I said in episode 1, I said that I see the writing on the wall. That's what I said. And I have. I've seen the writing on the wall for all sorts of stuff for a long time. Like if you, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not joking. I'm not, I'm being dead ass serious. I could have told you, what's the year, 2025? I could have told you in 2017, 2018, I could have told you that Israel is gonna, drag us into a war with Iran. I could have told you that. And there's many things like that I, none of it surprises me. It's all, oh, yep, here it comes, here it comes. Yeah, I've been saying it, been knowing it, So, yeah, I've been kind of on the outside for a long time, and I'll tell you what. And a lot of people aren't gonna like to hear any of this, but when I dove into the conversation about the nature of the earth, about what this place is, and what are its dimensions, what's above us, what's below us, what's out there, what's, in here, it basically deconstructed my entire reality. And for, I'd say, 4 or 5 years, my entire reality was shattered. It was just totally shattered, and I had to slowly pick up the pieces and kind of regain my perception and like reorientate. What I'm trying to say is I had to kind of pull my head out of the truther sand and shake it all off and kind of see where I was at, and it was tough. It was really tough for many years because I was on a different wave than everyone else was. I wasn't in, like I said, I wasn't participating in the reality that everyone else was participating in, and so all of that to say, I feel like many years ago, if I would have started a YouTube channel like this and like posted things, I would have had a lot more to say. But as I've gotten older and I've experienced more and I've kind of come to terms with lots of things, I don't have a whole lot to say. I don't have a whole lot to comment on, But but it's funny because like if you want to ask me about anything, like I don't believe in the medical system. I don't believe in the vaccines. I don't believe in the nature of viruses or germs. It's not even it's ridiculous. I don't believe in nuclear bombs. I don't even think they're real. I think we have really big bombs, but I don't think that they are what they say they are. I think most of history is totally fake. I think that how we, the clothes we wear and the technology we use, it's all bunk, it's all whack, it's all fake and gay. I don't believe in space. I don't believe in the solar system. I don't believe in the Judeo-Christian faith or God. I don't believe in the Bible. I don't think the Bible is what they say it is. I don't think. I mean, the list just goes on. It just goes off into infinitum. It just goes forever and ever and ever. I don't believe any of that shit. So it's like, oh, Luke, well, what do you believe? I just doxed myself. I didn't dox myself, but my name is Luke. I'll disclose that to you. But you can call me Mag of Cascadia, because I'm the magician. I'm the high priest of the foothills. Yeah. So, belief. What do you believe? That's a question that lots of people ask themselves, and every single day I strive to not define myself by my beliefs, and it's hard. It's really hard, because as a human, especially in this age, everything is about ideology. Everything is about what you believe. Are you a Christian? Are you a Republican or Democrat? Or you're American? Or you're a fucking Seahawks fan or a Niners fan? Or you're I'm a lacrosse player. I'm a hockey player. I'm a this. I'm a that. It's all these identities tied up in all of these beliefs, and as I've gotten older and matured and whatnot, I just have kind of stopped really trying to stop identifying with my beliefs and like my belief system, because the ultimate pill, you talk about the white pill, the black pill, the red pill, the blue pill. The ultimate pill is that no one's ever going to tell you something true. No one's going to ever tell you the truth, and the only way that you can actually know anything is in here. It's not out there. It's not external. There's nothing. There are facts and scientific truths and whatnot, sure, but like you get about 70 to 100 years in this realm, and you die, and that's all we really know. That's all we really know. If you were to ask me my beliefs, I think that there's a good chance that the essence, the soul that is you, the individual all over the place, I have a feeling, I have an intuition that we do come back to this place. Like, people talk about reincarnation and whatnot. But I don't know. I have no idea. I generally don't subscribe to the whole if you don't live your life a certain way, when you die, your soul will be eternally punished in fiery hell and be tortured for all of eternity. Like, that seems like a crock of shit, and I don't believe it. It's silly, totally silly to me. Not to say that there's not consequences for this life, but again, it's like all of these things. How do you know? How do you really know? You don't really know, and so you're just kind of stuck in this place of, what do you do? What do you do with your life? What do you do? What's important, truly? And speaking about, you only get 70 or 100 years. When I was talking about identities and beliefs and all of these things. Well, I realized that all identities are fake. All of them, besides one. There's one identity that's actually real, but whether you have a master's degree or a PhD, or you're an electrician or a plumber, or you're a Seahawks fan, I'm a baller, I'm a jock, I'm a nerd, I'm a farmer, I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat, I'm a liberal, I'm a libertarian, I'm an agnostic, there's this infinite amount of identities that you can claim based on your beliefs or how you live your life or whatever. But in reality, there's only one true identity, and it's blood. That's the only real identity. It's the only thing that's real, is your blood, is your ancestors, your bloodline. That's the true identity. That's something you can't change and you don't really choose, but you were bestowed it by the creator or the gods or whoever, or however you want to say it. It doesn't bug me, however you want to say it. I'd say the gods bestowed it to us, but that's just me. That's my belief system. But that's the only thing. And when you're gone, when you leave this realm, whether you're a fucking Seahawks fan or a Niners fan or a jock or a nerd or a college educated or blue collar or whatever your identity is, it's all fucking null and void when you leave this place, when you die. The thing that lives on is your DNA, your blood, because it's bizarre to me that so many people have a total cognitive dissonance where they don't understand that your ancestors were real. They were real, and your ancestor, your bloodline goes back who knows how long. Who knows how long? It could be like Westworld, and we're fucking clones from 200 years ago after a reset, and we were all birthed in the fucking, incubators and the World Trade, whatever, and we don't have real souls and blah, blah. I mean, you can just go on and on. You can go into the fucking weeds about all this shit, but you do descend from people. You descend from people, and my belief is that you are your ancestors. The blood that you carry in your veins, your traits, your astrological, your star signs, your all of these things that make up you. You're given these things, you're bestowed these things by your ancestors. So, all of that to say, I'm just fucking rambling, but whatever. All of that to say, the only real identity is your blood, your kin, your race, your people. It's the only thing. And that's the only thing that I truly care about. So, I have to do everything in this life to propagate my bloodline, and then to raise my children well, and to, help them and support them in this struggle that we call life. It's not easy. Life's not easy. It's fucking hard, and I want to be able to prepare my children with the necessary tools to navigate this realm, and make sure that they survive into the future. That's all that truly matters to me, and that's why I'm so opposed to the unnatural, forced ideology of diversity, this fucking religion of equity and all this shit, when nothing in nature is equal. People aren't equal, trees aren't equal, animals aren't equal, cars aren't equal, guns aren't nothing's equal. It's a fucking lie. It's a total farce. I can't even believe anyone believes that shit. All peoples aren't created equal, Sorry, that's something I've observed to be totally true. And yeah, that's why I oppose this diversity, and I oppose all the LGBT shit, and if you really want to nail me down and fucking get my honest opinion about the fags and the queers and the whatever, I don't really give a fuck what other people really do or whatever. I really don't. I don't give a shit about what most people are retards. That's the truth. Most people are morons. I mean, look at this country. Talk to people. Most people are totally ill-equipped, and they literally vote. They vote. They think that their vote picks the president. That's what they think. They think the shit they see on TV is real. Talking to my pops the other night, he's watching the NBA Finals, and what do you know? The NBA Finals, it goes to Game 7 once again. It's just silly. The whole thing is silly. You know how much extra money they make if it goes to 7 games instead of 3 games or 4 games or 4 games? It's just the world is an illusion. The world is a Maya. It's not real, and there's so much deception and illusion around. And most people are just they're just living, and they don't. Even if their subconscious understands these things, they don't live like it. They don't act like it, So, yeah. Only real thing is your bloodline, and my ideology would just be that I oppose all things that are unnatural. If you teach kids in school that everyone's a fag and a transgender and all this bullshit, that's unnatural. You're pushing something that is very rarely seen in nature. Same with interracial marriage. It's it's fucking unnatural, and it's gross and bizarre, and your children have no identity and don't look like either of you and can't get an organ donor, and I mean, it's truly, you know, my brother and my sister, my blood brother, full blood brother, and my full blood sister, both race mixed. Sister is married to an Asian guy. My brother is married to a Mexican. And it's the most disrespectful thing that you could do to your ancestors. It's just spitting in their face of all their lives that they lived to get you to where you are, to give you all of their traits that they handed down to the sacred blood, you know, and you just spit on it and disrespect it. And it's a fucking tragedy. It's unnatural. And so I oppose all things that are unnatural. That's why I won't vote. I will not vote for a political party unless their number one priority is to kick all the Zionists out of the government and spark an agricultural revolution where people are required to grow food and to have animals. And so what I'm basically telling you is I'm never going to vote. I'm never going to vote for this fucking fake bullshit system that is completely corrupted and totally useless. You know, especially here in the States, it's red team, blue team, red team, blue team. It's retarded. I've seen it my whole life, and it does fuck all. It does nothing. There's not a political solution to all this bullshit that's going on. There is no political solution, okay? And most white people are full-blown retards and have zero racial consciousness, to the point where if you'd say, hey, I want to live around white people, I want to have a white nation, a white wife, I want to listen to white music, I don't want to live around other races. You know, most white people will literally recoil. Oh my gosh, how dare you say that? I mean, that's just too far. I love everybody. It's just this pathological self-hatred and lack of identity, lack of true identity, real identity, God-given identity, you know. And so yeah, my ideology is I oppose all things that are unnatural. I have been a fucking pothead since I was 13 or 14 years old. This is what it is. Not necessarily proud of it. Probably wasn't the greatest thing for me. But I refuse to smoke any of this bullshit that's in the dispensaries. I smoke weed here and there. You know, I'm a regular user of cannabis, not super heavy like I used to be, but I grow all my own cannabis, and I don't grow it under a fucking light in a room with fake soil and fake newts and all this bullshit. No, I grow it under the sun, naturally, and it's enjoyable that way, and you know. So yeah, that's if I had to boil down my ideology, that's kind of what it is. I think all identities are fake and gay, besides the one that the gods gave you, and they gave us this blood. And so it's our job to propagate it into the future, to really revere it, and don't race mix and oppose all this bullshit. You know, it's like I said, there's no political solution for this. You can't vote your way out of it. It's total nonsense. It's a fucking insane lie that everyone believes that you can just vote your way out of all this shit. No. Guess what? Most white people are cucked. So there's no way that we can go march to fucking Olympia or whatever your capital is and fucking with our ARs and hang all these fuckers, which, you know, that's what I would do in a perfect world. No, just hang them all. Hang all these Zionists, hang all these fuckers. It's fucking traitors. But we can't do that. That's not realistic. That would end very poorly for us. So what do? Well, we have to start, first of all, advocating for ourselves. And we have to seed ethno-states all over the United States. See, Europe and the U.S. get compared all the time. I hear Americans all the time talk about, oh my gosh, have you seen London? It's fucked. Oh my gosh, it's crazy, you know? Have you seen Paris? Have you seen all these major, you know, Western European countries are just pretty inundated with immigrants? Well, it's just a lot more shocking with Europe because they're Africans and Middle Easterners. So they're Muslims and whatnot. So it's a lot more, the diversity is a lot more like, holy shit, what the fuck's going on? But in reality, America, the US, and Canada has a way worse multicultural problem. We have way, way, way more foreigners here than Europe does by, the percentage. So Europe actually has a plausible, they have a plausible solution of remigration, which there's a lot of really great nationalists all over Europe that are really pushing for this remigration, which Godspeed to them. I hope that they figure it out. I hope that they can remigrate all these muzzies and all these fucking Arabs and whoever the fuck. I hope they get them all out of there, because that's our ancestral homeland, and I hope it's not completely taken over. But here in America, it's a different thing. We have way, way, way more foreigners, and but the thing is that we have way more actual land. So instead of remigrating everyone in the U.S., which I just don't even, it's not even feasible. Even if every single, white person in the world had my ideology, there would be massive war. It would be bloodshed. It would be crazy, right? So that's not feasible. But what is feasible, because we have so much land here in the United States and so many natural resources, and we have firearms and the ability to be self-sufficient and to be sovereign, we have to seed ethno-states all over the United States. That's what we have to do. And there's already lots of people that are actually doing this. And so that's kind of my life goal, owning, hundreds of acres here in Cascadia in the Northwest. I hope to start something like that. Some kind of place for white people to come and to live, cheap, with a like-minded, like people community. So that's kind of my life goal. But that's after many years of pondering this and seeing all this, I realized that we can't. I talked about it in my first video. My town that I grew up in went from 85% white to 45% white in like 20 years, like 15, 20 years probably. And you go to the elementary schools and the middle schools and the high schools, the next generation, it's like 85, 95% Hispanic. We're going to be a total minority here before we know it. And, not everyone's equal, not everyone's the same. And I've been to Mexico many times. Mexico is a shithole run by cartels and crime and open sewage and sex trafficking, and it's a shitty place. That's why everyone is coming here. And so once all the white people are gone here in the Northwest, and where I'm from in Eastern Washington, it'll just become like Mexico. I'm already seeing it. All of our lakes and our trails and our cool shit is just being totally trashed by these fuckers. So yeah, that's the true solution. The solution is we have to start private membership associations, so we're shielded from these communists and these race traders and these fucking liberals that will sue us and attack us and slander us and dox us if we do just openly come out and start white communities. So we have to do it within the private, and we have to do it everywhere, so that there is a little slice of what actually America is everywhere you go. And then from there, we can let all these brownoids, all these fucking third world retards, we can let them just burn their shit to the ground, ruin their societies, and we will have our societies, and we will be able to kind of rise from the ashes and whatnot. But that's the only solution. There is no political solution. White is right, brother. 1488. Hail our kin. Hail the gods. Multiculturalism is diversity is fucking cancer. Cheers.